Hello, this is Shireen. Welcome back to our YouTube channel. Today I'm going to again bring some very informative knowledge for you guys related to a Canadian program, business migration program, through which you can also move your business to Canada. Now, a lot of people think that buying a business or starting a business is relatively an easy work, but it is not that easy. There are certain key aspects to these programs. Now, there are two categories of programs, and by the end of this video you will surely be an expert when it comes to the intra-company work permit. Now, what is the intra-company work permit? How do you get the work permit? What are the the options related to permanent residency after a certain point of time, and how you will bring your local business to Canada? So these are the questions. By the end of the video you will have answers to all of them. So firstly, I will explain you what ICT visa is, intra-company transfer visa is. The intra-company transfer comes under many of the treaties that Canada has done across the world, one being GATS, which is General Agreement on Trade and Tariff, of which Canada is a member country. Now, for example, there are other 192 countries in that GATS agreement, and all of them are eligible to apply for work permit from their home country and bring their business to Canada. Now, ICT visa is very important for you to know that it is LMIA exempted. Now, earlier the code was C12, now it is C61. What typically ICT visa is that you either open or you invest in a running business which is related to your own business, or you open a startup company. Now, of course, when you are buying, for example, you are into a transportation business and taking over a Canadian transportation business, that work is pretty much easy. It's not that complex. But the problem comes when you have to start up your own company. Of course, when you have to open a branch, subsidiary, or an affiliation of your parent company, then you have to be very careful with documentation. From the very beginning, basically incorporation is going to take a few days. Thereafter there is name research added to it, which is a part of incorporation. Then there is of course a nuance research of name. Then there is of course a business plan. Then there is investment Canada. There are so many things when you start a company in Canada which you have to keep in mind, because it's all regulatory part of the business, right? So it's not like a simple company incorporation and you can get your visa. No, there are other complex and it's multi-folded options that you have to do. Now, very importantly, which I again jump to, is the intra-company work transfer. What is parent, what is subsidiary, what is affiliation company. So for example, you have a business in Nigeria, for example, and you want to take that business to Canada. Like you want to say, Shireen, I want to run the same business in Canada. Now, how do you go about it? You of course have to have a strong parent company. That company specifications we check for each one. It's different for each country, even each city is different. A company in Dubai may be different from a company in Delhi or a company in Nigeria. So I have to check, maybe then give you expert advice based on my experience, that what your company is lacking, what are the key strengths of your parent company, and what all we can use to strategize this whole immigration part. They will then open a branch depending on that, what your parent company is like. We depend opening a branch, a subsidiary, or an affiliation, and the difference will be explained to you in terms of what company structure you're looking in Canada. So one of the most important documents, I'm not going to delve into all the documents, but I'm going to dive into one of the documents, which is called the business plan. Now, this is one of the many pieces of the puzzle that we have to join. It is a very important document in terms of intra-company work transfer visa as well, because in this document, through this document only, you will show what your parent company is like, what are your goals for your Canadian company, what are the financials avenue, what is your staffing plan, how do you plan to go about it, which province are you opening, which province you are taking lease on, which province is that you want to expand, or is it a pan-Canada project. So many things we answer in the business plan. It is a strategic document which officer is definitely going to review, and without which the chances of success are like very bleak. It's next impossible. Without a business plan you get an ICT visa. So these are some of the key things that I wanted to share with my YouTube viewers, at least today. And to now, by the end of this video, I'm going to give you 2-3 practical examples of the problems we face from each country and how we overcome that. So when you are a resident of a Gulf country, wherein or any country wherein you are on a temporary resident visa, the main problem that I can face as a lawyer in your application is that they say, okay, on a work permit you will not go back because already you are running business in a country where you are not permanent. So Canada has this very big query, you know, wherein they ask that how will return back. Now mostly my strategy for these clients is that I put a lot of lifestyle documents in terms of their maintenance of life, how they are living, what is their schools to, you know, admission fees for their children, how are they like regularly commuting, their vehicle documents, their ownership documents, their strong ties to their home countries, which is again very important. And this becomes very important when you are especially from the Gulf region. So make sure that from the very beginning your application is prepared in a way wherein your ties to the home country are always showed. This is very important because when you are applying for permanent residency, then the lens of looking at your application is very different. But when you are looking through work permit, study permit or visitor permit in general in Canada, they have this query raised in almost all the rejections that you might have seen. The second thing that I wanted to discuss is the cost effectiveness of this program. Now so many people want to do this program for permanent residency, whereas so many people actually want to run their own parent company business in Canada and see the results and benefits out there. But now I honestly suggest it to my clients depending on their profiles of how they want to see. But you also have to keep in mind, besides the cost of running their company, there's also a living expense cost and opportunity cost that you are going to give. So maybe sometimes direct PR is a good pathway. For some people maybe intra-company work transfer is a good option. So it really depends on you. It really depends on your profile if you're eligible. So my goal is to keep sharing all this kind of latest developments in immigration law related to not just Canada but so many other countries that we have on our portfolio, like Portugal and Caribbean passports and any other European residency that you're looking at. We are in fact directly tied up with so many lawyers in European countries wherein we can help you with the residency, as well as the Caribbean countries wherein we can help you with the passport requirement. Canada is one such country. Canada is of course one of the countries which is third in terms of highest immigration. You know, as per immigration trends, UAE has also been one of the highest. So we can help you in all your immigration journeys. Maybe you want residency of one country and passport of the other. It completely depends on your profile. Now if you want a free assessment, our team is very competent and we give a very good assessment, honest opinion of what you should go for. Stay tuned to my YouTube channel for more such informative content. I try and keep uploading all these videos for you guys. Thank you.